Oh hi, just doing a bit of tidying up, so really good to have a break. So, welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, then great to see you again. Welcome back, glad we're doing something right. If it's your first time here, have a look around the site, check the videos out, like the ones you do like, share them with other people, maybe across social media if you think they'd be useful to them, and finally, please do subscribe to the channel. It's completely free to subscribe, and we won't bombard lots of stuff, we'll just tell you when new videos are coming out. So stay subscribed so you can keep up to date what's going on here. Now, as regular viewers know, I always do a quick tip, and today is not very techy, but it's about if you're dismantling items, not necessarily computers, anything at all, what you do with all the screws and fixings so you get them back in the right order. Well, I use these daily pillboxes for people. This one's Monday, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. I just open up the channel, pop the screws in, or whatever they are, click it close, and there we go. And because they're Monday, what's this going to say? Monday morning, noon, evening in bed, you know which order to do them in. So you start on a Friday bed and work backwards and you put everything back in the right place. So very cheap, very handy. Anyway, today we're going to be looking at people who are concerned with Google getting all your data and want more privacy. So we're discussing alternatives to Google Maps, particularly Here Wego. So if you're concerned about privacy, want better offline usage and also quality mapping, then stay tuned. See you in a moment. Now, a lot of people use Google for various reasons, but a lot of people are getting more and more worried about the potential invasion of privacy. So people are looking at alternatives which aren't going to be grabbing their data to make money by selling it for advertisements. And one of the ones we're going to look at today is Here Wego as an alternative to Google Maps, because Google Maps is one of the main things that people use because it's so easy to get around to the car, links to Android Auto, all sorts of things. So let's look at an alternative called Here Wego. So the first thing is it's free, completely free. It's not funded by ads. There's no premium layer. There's no advertisements, no in-app purchases. It's completely free because it's funded by the commercial maps and commercial services that the Here group sells to car makers. In fact, it's even owned by car makers, which should be a good indication of reliability. What's an overview of it? Well, people say it's better at offline maps, which I tend to agree. We'll look at those a bit later. People say it uses less power. If you're plugged into the car, that's not an issue, but if you're walking or hiking or cycling, that could be an issue. One downside, which I've not actually found very much, is that they do claim it's not as good at real-time updates and speeds, such as crashes or big traffic jams, things like that. But let's find out. Let's show you around. Now, I'm going to be using my phone, so you'll be seeing a lot of the top of my head, but I did have a haircut specially for the occasion, so I hope you appreciate that. Okay, let's get started. We'll start it up. Now, I've got it in my travel folder, so I tap travel. I'll then go to Here Wego, and up comes the screen. Now, let's have a bit of a look. I'll tap here to get me back to where I am. Now, we can look at the various layers. So I've got traffic on default on. You can go satellite if you want to. Wouldn't recommend the car because it's going to use an awful lot of data. So go back to default. Close that down. And we can zoom in, zoom out as required. Okay. One thing that took me a long time to find out was where do I actually make any changes in settings and things like that. We do that just by pulling up here. Okay. Now, one of the things I do like is that you can select collections. So if you're going somewhere regularly, then you can save it so you don't have to type it in every time. So let's tap on car. And this is where I get my car serviced once a year or slightly more frequently. So I can go there a lot. So I've put it in there, and we can easily get directions to it. So just get directions. There we go. And you can see I've got a number of options. I can take the car, which logically I'm going to do, but I could go by train if I was going to pick it up, or walk, or cycle, or even motorbike. And this final one isn't activated yet. It looks like it might be a taxi service or something like that. I'm not sure, but it doesn't work in the UK yet. Okay, and it's also the possibility of working offline. So let's close that, close that, close that, and we'll scroll up, and here is where we can work offline. So we've got a number of downloaded maps here. It's quite easy to download maps, we'll show you in a moment. So I tap on that, and you can see the various apps that I've got. So for example, I've got one of the Canary Islands, we go there quite a lot on holiday, and it's really quite useful. If you want to download maps, you can. You need to be on online mode, but I'll just demonstrate it quickly. You download maps, you decide what you're interested in. Let's go to, I don't know, look at Italy, for example. So Iceland, Isle of Man, Italy. Italy's got 20 maps. You've got the whole of Italy, or you can have just different various areas. So you tap on that and it will download it. But you need to be online. I'm not going to go to Italy, so I cancel that. Just a quick demonstration of what to do. So back we go there. Download maps. Go back online. So there's a finger trouble as ever. Okay. So while we're here, let's look at settings. It's very useful. So go to settings. So you've got the usual. You can say petrol type. You've got what is it going to look like on the display, the units, usual route preferences, and speed limits alerts. Yep, that's pretty standard, but it's worth having those on. The really good thing about speed limit alerts is it tells you not only what the current speed limit is, but when you're approaching another speed limit, it puts that up behind it, so you can be prepared for it. I think it's quite a handy feature, not what I've seen in Google. Again, another thing I've seen in Google is road sign alerts, where you can be told about all these. So when it sees something coming up that's in its database, then it'll flash it up and tell you about it and give you a countdown to it. Again, a handy feature that I don't think I've seen in Google Maps. Okay. Parking suggestion is quite useful. So when you get there, it's going to suggest to you where you can park your vehicle, which is handy. It also, when you stop a route, it says, do you want to note the parking spot, which is quite handy. But finally, the most important thing is the bottom one here, which says use the app and Android Auto. Make sure that's turned on, otherwise it won't be working in the car. And when we get to being in the car later, we'll show you what we mean about and how we can connect to it. Okay. So let's have a quick look at routing again. So back we go. Pull that down. So we want to go to, I don't know, let's go to, I used to live in Lowestoft, so let's go to the first and last public house in Lowestoft. Let's get directions, tap again, there we go, and I just tap here, and it gives me the directions. One thing I do like here is if you look at the bottom, you can see the progress bar. Shows you how far you're going. It also shows you whether there's hold-ups in the way and things like that. So it enables you to know how far you are through and what's going to be happening in the near future, or actually the whole of the journey. With Google Maps, you only get to see a little bit ahead of you, which is an issue. But this one gives you some progress chart, and to my mind, gives me a better idea of where I am in the journey. So plus mark for that one, I think. So that's how we can go, and then we can go to the route. So quite useful. Right, we've got so. Now I think it's time to show you using it in the car. Because I can't actually balance the video on the armrest while we're in the move, we won't be able to do an actual route in the car, but I'll show you a bit of the route on the phone which I've recorded. So we'll go to the car and I'll be back in the office in a moment. Here we are in the car. As you can see, we've started Android Auto and it's defaulted to Google Maps. So let's start changing that. First thing we do is we scroll across to the grid thing down here. And we'll look through all the apps we've got available. And as you can see, the problem is that Here Wego isn't there. So we go to Customise, press Customise in the car, and that will open up a Customise launcher setting on your phone. Scroll down there until you find Here Wego in Hidden Apps, tick it, and it will come up into the authorised apps. Just need to restart Android Auto. Here we go, come up. Right, delivery's available, that's good, let's close that down. So now when we go to the apps, we've now got Here Wego, so let's start it. Okay. This is an example of setting a route, so let's go to collections. Let's say we want to go to this location here. Okay, we've got various options. Obviously, it's going to show us the car way you're doing it rather than trains or anything like that. But start here, just click on that. There we go. And it's most like moving, start telling us what to do. But unfortunately, as I can't actually film...
Now turn left and then turn right onto Hayford Hill Lane.
There you go. Unfortunately, I can't balance the camera on the armrest and show you routes, so we'll do that on the phone when we get back inside. Okay? So here I am back again. I've got a route planned up here, so we'll start using that. Let's go back to the beginning of it. I want to go there, so off we go. We set the route, we get in the directions. Thank you. Off we go. And here we are, we've got the route, so we're about to start. So you can see, so we're about to start the route in the car. You can see it's lining me up, and it's telling me there's going to be 20, I'm in a 20-mile-an-hour limit. And we've got the bar at the bottom as well, which shows us the progress. So let's set off. Good, connection to the car. Showing what to do, and off we go. So I'm backing out of the drive. And setting off now, having turned the car around. So trundle off. It shows you the actual speed and what the current speed limit is, which I think is a pretty handy feature, really. We won't take you all the way because I'm not going to bore you with 17 minutes worth of video. We'll just do a few more moments. In fact, I might even cut a bit of it from time to time. So anyway, we're heading up towards Sanford Road. Those are what the first left and at the roundabout which comes up. So we've got what's happening now and what's going to be happening next, which again you do. And you can see the next speed limit's popped up. So we're heading along, quite quiet at the moment, but it looks like there'll be some trouble in a little bit, maybe in about 4 or 5 minutes' time. Here we go, turn off the main road, up we go. Bit of a drag here, so we'll move on. Now you can see the schools coming up, so there we have the sign at the top showing us in 40 hours time there's going to be some children. I've stopped at roadworks at the moment. Any moment it will start going again. Here we are. You can see we're approaching a school. The signs come up saying 20 hours, this school children alert. A handy feature I don't think I've seen in Google Maps. Here we go again with another one as we go past another area. Follow the route. Now it's saying give way in 80 yards. A helpful feature in case you miss it by sight. It's going to pop it up there. Showing my current speed. Round we go. Round the roundabout. Showing me turning left, take the first left on this one roundabout, and then the third option on the one at the top. So that's a quick demonstration of using Here We Go. So let's close that down, stop that, close that down. Okay, so pretty useful. So what are my conclusions about Here We Go? Well, firstly, it's much better on the privacy front, which is what we really want. Okay, it won't collect any data. Power use, people tell me, is better, and I certainly agree that it's easier to use offline than Google Maps, which have expiry dates and you can only download little bits and things like that. So I find it really good. So thumbs up from me for Here We Go. Now, as ever, I've always enjoyed making this video. Hope you've enjoyed watching it. If you have, then please do like it. Please do share it with other people who you think might find it useful. And remember, please do subscribe. It's completely free, and I want to drive my subscriber numbers up to make the channel more successful. So if you subscribe, the only things you'll get are notifications about new videos. I won't be sending you offers about double glazing and things like that, just about new videos. So do subscribe, it's completely free. So, hope you've had a good time. I'll see you soon. Bye.